Hey everybody, this is the TMG podcast. This is E3 2015. A little special episode this week, this special is only for EA press conference and Ubisoft press conference. If you haven't yet, Microsoft should be up, or the other press conference should be up already on our site, so you go check it out. But for now, EA, Ubisoft. This is Carlos, with me as well.
Hello.
Miggy.
Hi.
And Migs from News and Cubes, because he's such a fan of EA, he insisted of joining us.
I'm a fan of EA. Don't diss him.
Sports.
I'm a fan of Ubisoft. I'll tell you that.
I'm a fan of sports.
Especially now that there's a hoop
NBA
god.
The hoop god.
Yeah. This audio podcast is gonna be we're be squeezing in both these press conferences together. First things up is going to be EA. Okay, before we start, I can't believe that EA is actually filled with the usual stuff. I mean, I don't think they've ever changed their formula, to be honest, when we talk about EA when the press conferences. Let's do a quick rundown though about what happened in EA. First thing that came up is Mass Effect Andromeda. I have something to say about that. They officially gave a name for the new Mass Effect. We also have a Need for Speed reboot coming our way. Star Wars: The Old Republic was also in the show floor. In the stage. And then we got a new game called Unravel. Looks actually pretty cute. Next up, we also got Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, which was actually announced in Microsoft's press conference. So
I called it.
You called it.
Did.
Right after.
You didn't call this though.
Garden Warfare 2.
The hoop god.
No, I didn't call the hoop god.
Sports.
Nobody
EA
called
Sports.
this.
Usual EA Sports. We got some NHL. We got some Anno. We got NBA Live. We got some gimmicky things that will come with these sports games. FIFA 16. Right after that, we got first looks on Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Apparently, that's going open world. What a thunk!
No
that's
guns.
Actually a pretty good idea. And of course, last but not least, the thing that everybody wants to see out of EA: Star Wars Battlefront.
You forgot about that Star Wars card game.
Oh yeah,
there's a card game as well. Yep.
Yeah, there's a card game coming out.
Technically counts.
I guess like a Hearthstone-ish kind. We'll talk about that in a bit. But also, yeah, that was also announced.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Stone.
Starstone.
Earth Wars.
The Force.
All right. First things up. Mass Effect. It's back up. It's actually gonna happen. It's now not the fourth game. It's not anymore Shepard or whatever.
Yep.
It's
gonna
now
be
called,
Andy.
It has a subtitle. Andromeda.
Yep, and that implies that it's taking place in an entirely new galaxy, because the last games took place in our galaxy. So
this one's the Andromeda galaxy?
Yeah, that's my guess. It's going to be in the Andromeda galaxy. Which is cool, because it really does imply that they're shifting away from the whole Shepard storyline.
Yeah. It's different.
I'm happy that they're not touching anything Shepard. We'll most likely have a connection in between, but what they showed was pretty much a CG trailer, and there's nothing much going except we can see the Mako is back, and then you have,
and there was a Krogan at some point, and there's like two people wearing N7 armor. But what was interesting, I thought, was that they mentioned that you don't actually play as the N7 people. Those are probably party members or something.
Actually, when I watched
your character
when I watched the trailer, it has a different feel compared to the other three Mass Effect games. It's more like a westerny, more wild style of approach to Mass Effect. Yeah, I mean,
Space?
coupled with the music chosen in the trailer and the stuff, how how the characters presented to you, but yeah, I think what they said that the character featured on that trailer isn't even the hero yet.
Yep.
So it's a different character. So
That's
it's
Yeah, we
they
have no
probably
idea what we're gonna play, to be honest. Like,
interesting. That's
I hope
the thing.
I hope Garrus is in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope not. I hope it's just completely new.
Then
Like,
he
it's just
marries the missile that hit his face.
What? Why would he do
What?
that?
Where did that come from?
I'm
I hope
surprised
there's-
you know what exactly hit him and messed up his face. Because you play Mass Effect?
I tried to play Mass
Really?
Effect. The
Or you
first
tried
one
to
at
play
least.
Mass Effect?
I hope there's an
Yeah.
Elcor love interest.
No, I hope that we get to see, the fourth game, we get to actually play any kind of race at this point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would
that's
definitely
what I
play
want.
it.
No more
I would
humans.
I would definitely play an Elcor then.
Well, I don't know about an Elcor. What's an Elcor again? A fucking like a floating squid? In
No,
Mass
no, the
Effect game?
Elcor, those big
Floating
elephant things.
elephant. Yeah. Actually,
that's even worse.
not floating.
It's even worse. Imagine he's the cover.
They're the big
Cover
elephant,
for that.
the big elephant things that like talk by smell or some shit like that.
It's like they're announcing their emotions
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they can't
with an Eeyore voice.
they can't
But-
enunciate emotions in their voice, so they have to explain it like out loud what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's what. But the CG trailer though from Mass Effect Andromeda, not much to go on, but it's definitely happening. It's gonna be out on holiday 2016. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's about time we actually they show something, or they show like something's gonna happen, or something's gonna be released in this franchise. Because when was Mass Effect 3 out? Like what, a couple of years ago already. It was
Yeah.
07?
Actually a long time
08?
ago
It was
since
out a
we
long
see-
time ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like the conclusion of Commander Shepard's story. Hopefully,
No,
get more news about that soon in the second half of 2015, and hopefully it sticks that we definitely do get a Mass Effect game by the end of 2016. And right after that, we get Need for Speed.
No,
that's it.
before
Need for Speed.
before they talked about Need for Speed, I found it hilarious how the people presenting actually teased Mirror's Edge and Star Wars Battlefront first.
Mm.
Like they actually said, "Oh, Mirror's Edge is gonna be here in Star Wars Battlefront." But take a look at this.
We got cars.
They had to like ensure that the audience will see what they want before talking about all this other things.
But at least they're talking from experience already, because they know what's coming. Like, was it Mirror's Edge after sports or Mirror's Edge before sports? 'Cause
After sports,
Battlefront
I
was
believe.
technically in the end.
Yeah,
After
the
sports. Yeah, so I guess
sports.
I guess they have to reassure, because it's like a long
And they were
stretch.
keeping-
until
yeah,
what
they
they
were-
want to
They
see
they knew that the Hoop God and the Pele.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The Hoop God, the Pele.
Pele.
We'll talk about that in a bit. You guys will understand what we're talking about, unless for those who haven't watched the.
But you
EA press
you
conference.
should watch it if you haven't watched it yet, because that shit was
The most
dumb.
cringe-worthy things in the EA press.
It's not even that. It was just outright boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, like EA. I don't know. It's as expected. I'm not shocked at all from what I saw from EA. A lot of cool games, but a weird ass fucking presentation. The most-
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
Need for Speed looks cool.
It's a reboot. Is that
Yeah.
what
And
the thing?
it's just
Actual
called
reboot?
Need for Speed. But
Yep.
like they rebooted it a few games ago, diba?
Was it rebooted?
Yeah, but
I'm
then-
not
Yeah,
too.
it's
I'm not too
reboot.
keen about. I
No,
mean, or keen.
it was called The Need for Speed. Now it's just Need for Speed.
Oh,
But
really?
it's not gonna be easy to follow.
I don't
All
even know if
these-
they have a storyline from the other games. I mean, for the other past games.
Well,
Was there a storyline in any of those games? I'm not.
There
even,
actually was.
There was.
There actually
there's a
was.
lot.
Yeah.
You were
I'm
like,
not that.
Oh god, I remember there's the plot from the Blacklist. That's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Remember
in a
the
Need for
one?
Speed game.
Remember the one where you were a cop and you had to escape a car like in a heavy rain game? That happened.
The Run is that?
Yeah, the
From
run, I think.
Ah,
Where
yeah,
you
that one's
had to escape a
very
train track.
story heavy.
No, but what I like about this Need for Speed is like it looks like it's going back to the kind of Fast and the Furious sort of thing.
Yeah, very
the
NFS
underground
underground
series,
era.
something like that.
Yeah,
And
which I think was one of the best eras of Need for Speed. So
yeah,
I was
all
quite
the
happy to
crazy
see that.
customizations in that, and lights underneath your car. But we're also getting back live action cutscenes.
Which was
Mm.
great
Oh, okay.
also. Like it was dumb, but it worked.
Yeah, it worked, and the transition from
We'll get a
the
laugh out of
the
that for sure.
cutscene to the
So,
garage was so smooth. Like I didn't expect it to be that nice, and the game looks really good
well,
Did they-
graphics wise.
let's hope it sticks that way until when it ships. Like it's gonna ship in November 3. We're definitely
Yep,
gonna need
this
Speed
year.
this year.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
What I didn't
They
like
announced-
is when you turn, the camera
Mhm.
tends to like go at a really low angle on the opposite side to make it look more dynamic.
Okay.
More cinematic.
Yeah, but like from a gameplay perspective,
Gonna mess up your.
parang you can't see one side. You might hit something that you don't see, diba?
Well,
They want you to hit it.
maybe there's an option later to change that. To
Hopefully.
give it like a proper
Like a regular camera angle.
regular camera and stuff
Or
like that.
or it might be only for that section because the demo that they showed on the stream was specifically a drift area, a drift challenge.
Maybe it's
Oh.
from that mode
Yeah,
only.
that's why he was fishtailing throughout most of the race. But yeah, hopefully there's an option for that camera. But otherwise, it looks really nice.
No, I'm pretty sure there will, because most racing games always have the option that you can drive from within the cockpit or outside or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Different
So
camera views.
there will be a different camera view, I think. Hopefully.
No, I hope so. But the usual kind of car customization will be definitely here in this Need for Speed game. They were mentioning multiple storylines or whatever. For me, NFS was never a game about story, but I guess let's see. I'm kind of curious on how they're gonna do that.
By the way, did
for
they
this
announce any actors involved in the game?
I don't believe so.
Because
yeah,
from
usually
the
they
trailer,
have a lead female, diba? Like
yeah,
Maggie Q and whoever that was in Underground.
because from the trailer, I think at the end of the trailer, there's this guy that you're trying to impress, right? He sounded awfully like Aaron Paul. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, I don't remember them announcing anyone, so maybe.
I just don't know why they haven't gotten Vin Diesel at this point. I mean, he's
It's
probably
too expensive.
Yeah.
But he's like a huge gamer himself.
But
Should be.
Isn't the
She's
Fast and the
too
Furious thing with Forza now?
Is it? Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
they
okay.
released it was essentially Forza Horizon, but with the Fast and Furious like theme and characters in it, like to help promote the movie.
Is it the free game?
Yeah,
I mean,
the,
a free
the
download
free game
from
on
Xbox.
Xbox One.
Well, that's a
Yeah,
missed
yeah,
opportunity
yeah.
for Need for Speed.
But they have
Yeah.
Aaron Paul
Were
for
they? Did
movie,
they ever
right?
associated Fast and Furious with Need for Speed
They did
at
not.
some point?
And remember, Need for
In
Speed
any
had its
game?
own movie.
Yeah, starring
Yep.
Aaron Paul.
No, but obviously Need for Speed is definitely influenced by the Fast and Furious with all
Mhm.
the underground racing and
The street
customizations.
racing. That was the era of street racing.
That's when
Imagine
it
if
blew
they
up.
got-
But yeah, Need for Speed. It's gonna get a reboot. It looks pretty. November 3. For
Yep.
those who are excited for that franchise.
We-
Moving
we-
on.
We'll see how it drives though, because how does it play? I think that's what's key to any driving game is how does the cars feel, right? And, is there a significant difference between each vehicle? Is it realistic, etc.?
Well, hopefully, because Need for Speed
Yeah,
is known to be an arcade racer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say it's more of an arcade thing. As long as I can get away from the cops, I'm fine.
Yeah, and hit that NOS button,
Oh
Mhm.
god, the NOS effects.
I think the NOS effects and the NOS mechanics alone really destroys the whole fact of it being realistic already.
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Anyway, moving on. Star Wars: The Old Republic. If anybody is paying attention to that game, there's going to be an expansion for it.
People were so hyped about that CG trailer with the two Jedis.
Yeah, what's
Dude,
that?
Dude, that should be a mini-series. Fuck the expansion.
No,
that should be a mini-series.
You know what I kept seeing with those two characters? They look like
Starkiller?
Starkiller.
Yeah, it's like 3 Star Killers in that expansion.
It's like
Wait,
they were
for those who are listening,
twin
who
brothers.
haven't checked the CG trailer, when they announced Knights of the Fallen Empire, which is the expansion for Star Wars: The Old Republic, an MMORPG from BioWare, we saw a CG trailer to pretty much announce it, and it looks pretty awesome. there was like what these two princes. I mean, I already forgot
Something
the
like
story.
that. And
Something like that, and then one becomes like disfigured or
yeah, he gets like
something
a
happens.
robot half face. He essentially
Yeah, and then
gets
they're
Darth
forced to
Vadered
fight.
on that
Pretty
like fire
much
planet.
half Darth Vader. Yeah,
And
Hmm.
then one of them is
and
good, one of them is evil, but they're brothers for life, yo.
I know
Brothers.
it's a better story than Twilight already in that damn trailer. To be honest, so it's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
Star
But
Wars: The Old Republic, Knights of the Fallen Empire.
do you think that game still has enough legs on it though to get people back? Because I remember that.
I think they have enough of a big community to have an expansion. But
God.
I'm actually surprised that BioWare or maybe EA or both of them in general was able to keep Star Wars: The Old Republic afloat because when it first came out, on how it was perceived and all that, and its subscription and its transfer from paid subscription to now free.
Yeah,
Um,
well, not really. It's like kind of a weird freemium model where
yeah,
if you pay for certain stuff, like it's dumb, because what they did was like they really cut out a lot of basic features just to
mhm.
make them paid content. Like if you want to have an extra bar for your abilities, you have to pay for that and shit. It's just dumb.
It's
It
very
was
dumb.
really
But
dumb.
yeah, what's gonna be coming from this expansion? They're gonna increase the level cap, more content to play in, another cinematic story, which is like the whole like the white guy or they're both bald, right? So white and black, fighting against each other. A pretty cinematic story that they promised to bring for this expansion. But yeah, it's gonna happen in October. It's gonna come out in October this year,
Mm.
and I'm not going back if ever. But it's pretty cool though that they're actually able to keep this game alive up to this point. And moving on after that, we actually get after the Star Wars expansion, they mention a new game by EA, and it's a game that is actually very uncommon. It's not like EA actually to release some kind of a game like this. The game we're talking about, of course, is Unravel,
Mm.
Yeah, you
and
saw how that guy came out and he was so excited he could barely talk.
yeah, I know. And how do we explain Unravel to those that are listening right now? In a nutshell, it's a new IP, and it's not an indie, can I say it's an indie, or is it a?
It looks like an indie game.
It looks like an indie game.
But it's EA, so it can't be an indie,
It's an
right?
indie with EA money.
Yeah, and essentially it's a puzzle platformer with pretty interesting physics.
Yeah, so
Right?
basically you're a yarn cat and you
Yeah,
unravel
that's
as
a
you
cat.
keep going forward. Like you leave a line of
String.
string everywhere you go, and that plays into how you solve like the puzzle platforming bits. Like
Yeah,
you
and
tie your yarn to one thing and then use that as a swinging point to get to the other side and all that, etc., etc. Like as
um,
when he was talking about it, I couldn't see how that seemed new or different. But when he actually showed the gameplay at the end, it looked really like way more impressive than I thought.
yeah, it's actually the gameplay actually like fits well to the name because like as you move forward, you're pretty much unraveling. I don't know, but you're pretty much like leaving and then you're pretty much unfolding something. This is a Swedish based. This is a Swedish game actually. It's based on a studio called Coldwood Interactive. So this is Swedish,
It's from
and
Sweden. From Sweden.
Sweden, yeah.
it looks actually pretty charming actually for a game.
Yeah, like when the guy was explaining it, I forget his name. He said that he actually made the yarn cat and just brought him around the park and started snapping pictures, and that's what
Hmm.
inspired him to like make the game take place in like those kinds of areas, where like the cat
Wow.
is jumping across tree branches and through the grass and avoiding obstacles and all that. And
Interesting.
it looks like maybe Little Big Planet, but with more solid looking gameplay. Because it looks
And
like the
with
platforming actually is it's made to be a platformer, unlike
Yeah.
Little Big Planet, which is more of a creation game. So like Little Big Planet has floaty jumps and all that. Well, this looks like a
right, right.
real platformer.
Yeah. But yeah, they announced Unravel,
No, I
and
just have a feeling it's gonna be like those artsy indie games that we've seen, like Limbo and Brothers.
Hope
Yeah,
it'll
but
be good
it's
though.
actually it's kind of different. It's kind of weird how it came out of EA. It felt like a game where it should come out of like Sony or Microsoft, like
Yeah, like ID at
the NG lineup.
Xbox.
Yeah, something that was that. So this was actually one of the most in EA's press conferences this year. It's the most surprising one because this is something out of the ordinary for what we usually see out of EA.
I bet the cat's
And
gonna die at the end because he is
Oh
unraveling.
my
So,
way to ruin it, buddy.
you know what's gonna happen, man.
Do we
You
have a
want
name for this yarn cat?
Kill-
Is it really called? What's his name?
I
What's
forget.
Unravel's
I think he mentioned it, but just call it Unravel Cat.
The
Unravel cat. Yeah, I'll call him a yarn cat. Yarn cat. Yarn. I don't know. Yarny.
Unravel's Woolly World.
Neon.
But they Unravel. Not much info about it, but definitely an interesting title coming from EA. Next up is another interesting reveal, actually, which came out of Microsoft: Plants vs Zombie, Modern Warfare 2.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That-
Yeah, they showed off more gameplay and more of the zombie side, because Microsoft had just the trailer, diba?
Mhm.
This one had actual like gameplay, and they were
Gameplay
using the
footage.
zombies.
But to be fair, it doesn't look visually. It doesn't look all that different from the first game, in my opinion.
Which is fine because I really don't want to see like really high tech or like completely next gen plants in Zombie.
Got
It's
that Minions graphics, man.
so cartoony anyway. But the interesting announcement with this in EA is all original owners of the original game can transfer their characters over into Garden Warfare 2.
Mm.
So my progress, because you know how you can unlock certain characters in specific classes or whatnot, that can get transferred to the sequel. So that's actually pretty interesting in a sense where they're adding a lot more classes, a lot more characters and plants and zombies, and it looks like the original lineup is going to be retained. So that's a lot to work with for the second game, and this is going to be out I think in spring of 2016. I'm pretty excited for this one. It looks really cool because I like Garden Warfare 1. I actually had a
Garden
lot
Warfare
of
1
fun with it.
was surprisingly fun.
And it wasn't that it had a microtransaction with the packs and all that. It didn't feel like I never had to. I had enough currency to buy those packs with in-game currency. So it's not really a big problem. But I'll definitely expect that to be in also with Garden Warfare 2, or maybe even stronger actually. Migs, have you actually tried Garden Warfare 2? Or any of the Plants and Zombies?
I didn't try Garden Warfare 1 because
Yeah.
you have to buy that game.
That's what prevented you from.
Well, I don't really.
That's
I don't really
that's actually
care
what
about the
happens.
series
Yeah,
already.
that's actually what happens when you haven't bought a game. You just can't play it when you haven't bought it.
I mean, I don't have any connection with the Plants vs Zombies series. I tried the first game, and this is okay, but I'm not gonna play it anymore. And then
Migs, you haven't had a chance to play Garden Warfare 1.
No, I haven't. I mean, it didn't interest me at first. And
Well, you're missing out.
Yeah.
It looks like
Are we
But when I
really?
saw the second trailer, I mean
Are
the
we
the part
really?
2 trailer, I think it's pretty interesting.
Are we really? Yeah. To be honest, it was actually pretty fun.
Are we really missing out?
Okay, fine. Let's move on to sports. If you really don't want to talk about Plants vs Zombies, we'll talk about sports.
Oh, you skipped
gotta
over the
talk-
TCG game again. The Star
I
Wars.
did. I did.
Star Wars Galaxy of
That- that-
Heroes.
That's how little.
I'm
you
sorry.
give a
I'm
shit.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, they didn't actually show gameplay as far as I remember, but Star Wars
They
Galaxy
didn't.
of Heroes is cards on your mobile phone. It's basically
It's a strategy
Hearthstone.
card game, which I'm guessing is EA's attempt to tackle or go against Activision's
with
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone, but with Star Wars. People like the Star Wars.
So now we
Like
have
it.
Elder Scrolls strategy card game coming from Bethesda. Now we have EA jumping on it.
I wonder what the next, brand is that will get a card game
Card
on
game.
mobile.
Well, they did announce that card game from Bethesda, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I just mentioned that. Yeah, the Elder Scrolls one. Yeah,
I think
I
there's a
wouldn't be
Magic the
surprised if
Gathering
we see.
coming
yeah.
to mobile.
I wouldn't be surprised if Magic the Gathering just shows up and says, "Hey, I'm the original." Buddy.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
Easy,
I
but
want
they're
that.
not doing it. God damn it.
Or Pokemon. Oh my
Yu-Gi-Oh!
God. If Pokemon did it.
No, Pokemon doesn't need it. Pokemon is
But
But yeah, wait,
Pokemon would work. That'd be so
going back
easy
to the
do.
Star Wars card game, we don't know much about it. It's gonna happen though. I just hope. Well, I'm actually gonna be open to it. Just like how I'm open to the Elder Scrolls card game, I'm pretty open to it because I love Hearthstone, and if they're gonna put more of like something similar to Hearthstone, then fine. I'm all for it. I just hope that EA won't go overboard with the whole paywall stuff
Oh
and make it
yeah.
completely like shit. 'Cause
That's-
EA
That's
might just do
EA.
that.
That's always EA's problem. Is like
Premium
they
edition.
Yeah, Bethesda, I don't think they will be in that road, but EA most likely might be in that, just like how they ruined Dungeon Keeper in mobile or shit,
Yes.
SimCity in mobile.
Anything.
I just hope they don't.
Mobile.
Or anything. Yeah, did anything good come out of EA with mobile? I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so.
No,
Oh,
nothing yet.
Nah,
Well, The
nothing.
Simpsons. I like The Simpsons game on mobile.
Was that EA?
Yes, that was EA.
Oh, that was EA.
Simpsons.
Well, anyway, yeah,
Yep.
that
So-
is happening.
We got a mobile
Okay,
game.
sports.
Oh,
Sports. Let's move on to
This is-
sports.
This has probably been the dumbest sports segment I've ever seen EA pull off.
So what
Yes.
happened? Why don't you remind us on why this was why every year the sports section of EA is always cringeworthy.
So they showed
some
off NBA
aspect.
Live 2016,
Yep.
and they got the Hoop God.
The Hoop God! And if you don't know who the Hoop God is, he is the god of hoops.
Yep.
He's
Thanks for the description there.
Montel Gator, I think is his name.
Yeah.
The Hoop God. He's a basketball man.
God,
So-
it's God.
He came out and were they using a smartphone for this?
I don't
Because
know.
Probably. Yeah, he was, yes.
Remember the NBA Live last year? They had where you have the camera scan your face.
That was actually where's the confusing thing. The scanning of the face is a 2K thing.
Oh, okay,
NBA
okay,
2K, right? And
Yeah,
I
you're
guess EA is like, wait, we can do
We
that
can do
too.
that too, yeah.
Our basketball game's good, guys. Please
And you
buy
can do it on your phone, I guess, which is what they used.
Yeah, they
Why
use
would
they
you-
use the phone. They use
Yeah, but I don't understand. Why would you want to do it on your phone to begin with?
Right, if you
Like-
don't have a PSI, I guess.
I already did it.
I suppose, yeah, if you don't have the
It's,
PSI.
I saw already post this player.
Oh, that's
I
what
think-
everyone who bought NBA 2K did. They scanned their face so that they can put their character in the
In the game.
campaign mode.
Yeah, and then the thing is, like, but I remember that the 2Ks thing was messing up so badly.
Oh yeah, the initial ones.
Hmm.
And then people started,
the
like,
point.
scanning the faces of their dogs or shit. Like,
Now all of that can be done way easier. on
Wow,
your
people are
phone.
smarter than me. I didn't even think about using my dog as a
as a player,
host.
Yeah.
Or
as
as
a
a host
fucking
for the
basketball
feed.
player.
And see how well they get it.
Mad scientists born. This is not so bad. Like the feature, it's just what they did to promote it in the
It
stage.
was so campy, like
It was so
Yeah.
crampy. Like the scanning is actually pretty cool because obviously when I saw it, like from what we're talking about, people had a kick out of it, like bringing their faces onto their campaign. It's cool,
Definitely,
not bad. But how they did it, as usual, EA bringing in Hoop Dog,
God.
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 and then showing how it works, assuming that it's a very hard thing to do. So
No,
we have to live demonstrating how it's done.
They scanned Hoop God's face, and it showed up on like the big screen on top of them.
Yeah.
And like Hoop God took a second because he stared at it. He was quiet for like a second or two. Then he just goes, "That looks just like me."
It
With a
doesn't
very
look at all
yeah,
like
it's a really high pitch. Like that looks like me.
In his head, he was like, "What the fuck is this shit? Is that really me?"
It would have been better if he didn't announce his Twitter handle. It wouldn't be
No,
that
but he did not.
cringe-
It was the EA man who kept saying Hoop God.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't
that-
call the dude by his name. He just
He
kept calling
already-
him the Hoop God.
Who is
Oh,
the
yeah.
Hoop God?
Okay.
Where did this guy come from?
I mean, he
He's
announced
a
his Twitter
basketball
handle. He
man.
was just like, after that, he was just like
Ask EA
bowing
what
down.
Oh yeah, he was like
Shame.
he's the most popular man on Twitter for that moment. Definitely.
the
I remember that.
God.
I remember when I was I remember when I woke up and then I reviewed myself on EA, and then I was checking out Twitter. It was just like Hoop God. Like, who the fuck's Hoop God? And I just double checked and I watched the EA press conference. Like, okay, that's Hoop God. He fucking trended the hell out of that hashtag.
Oh yeah,
like,
man,
that
he
handle.
was so famous.
He was so famous.
He got
Like,
that EA money.
he looks just like
It looks
me.
just like him.
But what else do we get out of the EA Sports? We're gonna get some.
Yeah, we got FIFA.
and that
And the Pele thing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
brought out the
Yeah.
greatest soccer player of all time.
Okay, yeah, Pele happened, and
He
which is more?
he told this story.
He told a story.
Like-
He told a story in a press conference. That's why I was like,
No, this isn't the first press conference Pele was on.
I know, but
So-
he.
They brought
that
out
makes
stools
it
and
worse.
they sat down.
That makes it worse that this isn't his first. He did a story, and I forgot what story he was talking about.
Dude, it was so long. It was about.
I think
it
what
became about
happened
his family at some point.
Yeah, I think what happened is that the host is asking Pele a great FIFA
Story.
Story,
A
and he
beautiful
starts talking
story.
about his family.
and he said, "No, I'm not gonna talk about it. Let's talk about my
He
family." or
actually
something."
said no.
So that's
So yeah, EA Sports is being the usual, but more so the usual.
No, you know what saved us from that FIFA, the Pele talk?
What?
What is that?
The video that they were gonna play for Star Wars Battlefront actually came out early. So I watched that as the Pele thing was going off.
Oh, like they uploaded it as soon. Okay, when
Remember
so you were the
that.
one who was watching it live.
It was technically unlisted, but somebody was able to get the URL out like 10 minutes earlier. So I was enjoying that while waiting for the Pele thing to end.
I don't think you were the only one who was enjoying that. Probably like 90% of people were enjoying
Hopefully 90%.
Because I really don't know at this point well, at least for basketball, like what can EA do now to regain the crowd? They've tried everything and nothing
No,
has worked.
there was a time when NBA Live stopped coming out, remember?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they're trying to take it back now. So this might be the chance. But then the FIFA and then the Maddens, I don't know.
The
Well,
FIFA
NBA. Well, going back to NBA Live though, just for those who are kind of interested in how EA is going to be tackling this to go against 2K. Of course, they mentioned the whole added features like ball control, control shot system, whatever.
Oh
blah,
yeah,
blah.
they mentioned that you can hold the button long enough, and when you release the button, they release the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you
you're
can-
gonna
you
be
can-
in midair for
Dude, you can fucking do that on the PS1.
yeah.
it's like,
It's like
well,
they're repeating the same things.
It reminds me of the advanced fish AI in Call of Duty.
oh yeah, the fish AI.
Then they show Mario 64 where fish were actively avoiding you.
No, yeah, I remember. I don't want to talk about Ghost. I really don't want to talk about Ghost.
Hey, there's a dog.
Riley.
He's in Fallout
Dude,
now.
you know my thoughts about Riley. Riley's cool.
He's
I
in
like Riley.
Fallout now.
He's in Fallout now.
He's clipping through the
But yeah,
floor.
there's gonna be a new game mode for NBA Live 16, which will be revealed later this summer. Yes, EA is trying with NBA Live. NHL, no, it's the same thing. Added new stuff. And I guess they focus they featured more about the fighting on the NHL because hockey apparently it's a fighting game sometimes.
Because it is.
It is,
That's
yeah.
really what
Yeah.
happens there.
FIFA 16, more realistic of whatever. Like I really don't know how to do
It's
sports.
more of soccer, more of basketball. It's more of sports.
I think they have
More
women
But
now,
what's
right?
the most
Oh
interesting
yeah,
thing
they
about
announced the women team being available
yes,
now.
that's the most interesting about
yeah.
the FIFA 16, where they announced that like the women's league will be part of FIFA 16, and that's long overdue.
They animate
again.
just like the men.
Yeah, I know.
No, really?
So Ubisoft and EA can animate women. Just
They
confirm.
animate exactly the same because they're playing
Apparently.
soccer.
Oh well.
And
sports.
that's it's in the game.
It's in the game.
Moving on. Let's talk about Mirror's Edge.
Here's Edge
that was next.
Catalyst set for February 23 of next year.
Yay!
Yay,
Yeah.
And it's an open world game now.
Yeah,
It
apparently
looks-
so.
It's not stages.
That sounds really cool.
It does actually. I think that's a good move to go open.
Does
Yeah,
it
because
scare you
there's
guys?
not enough open world games to begin with, so might as well
Yeah,
keep going.
open world game with that kind of parkour system. Where
Ah,
it
that's
isn't just to hold this and run forward.
Eat that, Dying Light.
Yeah, or every other parkour game out there.
Whatever's left.
hope they
I'm pretty
have a-
excited.
I hope they have an open sandbox mode like Skate, where you just do some stupid stunts.
Yeah,
and-
like I'm
you
wondering
can
how
first-
open the world actually is.
I'm actually well. One thing is confirmed though is like you know how in Mirror's Edge 1, like the first one, like you can every now and then you can actually pick up a gun and then shoot
Yeah,
Yeah.
and see how bad she is at
they're
shooting.
focusing more on that now. It isn't just
No, you
like
can't
a
shoot
one
anymore.
thing.
From what they
Oh,
just
really?
removed that out. Yeah, they
You
removed it
can't
completely.
use
So
guns anymore.
you can't. You just use her skills.
Martial arts.
She'll
Her
like
parkours.
just do sick dive kicks.
I know.
exactly. Sick dive kicks and
Well, to be
Karate
fair,
chop.
the shooting parts in 1 were really crap anyway because she isn't a shooter person.
Yep,
She's a runner.
Yeah,
But,
it's
like,
just
it
bad.
was
It's
really
funny
bad,
how
though.
they included that in the game anyway, and it just became super awkward. And then I think at one point it was actually forced that you really have to shoot in order to
I tried
progress.
to steal a gun and shoot a guy. I only shot one guy. I wasted 5 bullets. I was in their face.
So
But yeah,
Phase
when they were talking about Mirror's Edge Catalyst, they showed us some in-game footage of Catalyst, and it looks really pretty.
It looks pretty, but it
It
looks
looks
kind of the
pretty
same.
awesome.
You know, it looks
Um,
like Mirror's Edge
In a way,
1.
yeah.
But
I think
hey,
they're
that's not
sticking to
bad.
their
So-
show style.
Maybe
It's not a bad thing. It's
All
but
white
I
and red.
it's extra
kinda curious,
shiny because next gen. But
I'm kind of curious though on how they're gonna like if it's an open world game, how much content how they're gonna do the content because this is not like an Assassin's Creed or a FPS shooter or whatever in open world. This is like a parkour thing where So I'm kind of curious on how they're gonna fill the world.
I think that's where I'm
Whether-
also afraid of happening when Mirror's Edge Catalyst will
Of
feature a
it-
map with all of those side quests, showing up on your map.
It's all races,
Yeah, all races and
all
all.
challenges.
or like run away from this guy, steal this thing and run. Or everything's
Just steal
red.
it and run.
Everything's
Yeah.
covered in red because that's the indicator for where you're supposed to go.
I just hope it isn't that much of an information overload when they're gonna do that kind of open world stuff.
I'm happy it's
please.
just coming out.
That too.
This
I'm
game
just happy
didn't
it's coming
exist
out.
for a long time.
no, people were saying like it would never they probably wouldn't do a sequel because whatever. And, what was the last game? Like 2008, 2009.
A long
For
ass time
Mirror's
ago.
Yeah.
And even when
And
they announced
actually, if you
Mirror's
think about it,
Edge,
this kind of game,
like remember when they announced Mirror's Edge 2? Was it
Mm.
last year? There was no other mention of it after that,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah,
could
it's
still
just-
have been dead.
it was just called Mirror's Edge. It was never called 2 because that's why people were like, "When is this a sequel or a prequel or is this going to be a subtitle?" Kind of, I don't know what it's going to be. No one had no information, but they just like how EA last year they was just like, "Up, we're making this," and "Up, we're making Mass Effect." You know how that EA press conference was like they just like confirmed that they're making this. Now they confirm it's really happening, and yeah, I'm actually like everybody I'm pretty shocked they actually are pulling through with this because. The first game was actually a hard sell. It's like a parkour, very unfamiliar gameplay.
Very hard sell. yeah.
First person
And then-
parkour. Yeah.
First person parkour, and it's a female protagonist, and it's a very unknown world. And it was I forgot the reception of Mirror's Edge, but for me, I liked it.
I think it was a critical success. It just didn't sell well,
I
like
like
most
Mirror's.
good games.
2-2-1.
So Mirror's Edge Catalyst coming out in February 23, PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
2016, yo, so excited.
2016. And last but not least, am I right? Because I've been missing out one. Like, did I cover everything before we
Yep.
start the last?
Yes.
Probably the biggest title in the whole EA side.
Last but not least, we get to see Star Wars Battlefront.
Finally.
Yes.
What
And yo, it
do
looks
we
like
think
Battlefront.
about
I'm
that
so happy.
It looks like
Yeah.
Battlefield to
No,
me.
it looks like Battlefront, dude. Like,
Definitely looks like Battlefront.
yeah,
The
how
UI
he
is-
shot,
Looks like
how
Battlefront
the
to me.
UI, the ability to go third-person mode, and how they shoot the rifles. Like,
Yeah, how they
it's-
shoot the rifle, and there's no iron sights, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, and there's only an overheat meter
So
around
now
your
you're
reticle.
you're gonna be a genuine stormtrooper. Like you're gonna miss most of the time without that.
No, if
thing.
you suck, you're gonna miss, but you're gonna die
Yeah.
anyways.
No, but when I say it looks like Battlefield is like if you notice like with the TIE fighter section, like the flying looked a lot like how Battlefield flying.
No, it looked a lot smoother though. Like I noticed compared to like Battlefield's. Like, how do I fly this plane? This one looked like Star Wars flying, where you just point here and I'll float over there.
Yeah. I think Battlefield's
Well,
much
we
heavier.
don't actually. We don't know. We'll only feel those kinds of like
Yeah,
changes
I mean,
when we actually play the
It
game.
was a
because-
very scripted demo.
That too.
but
Was it a video or a demo?
It was a video, but like they showed almost every point of view. Like they showed the
Yeah.
troopers' point of view on both Rebel and Empire side. They showed the
land
80
speeders.
walking, the land speeders, and then the X-wing and TIE fighters, and even the Jedi heroes at the end.
Yeah.
It
was
looks like
actually
it's a
exciting.
pretty good-looking game.
Dude, those explosions are so beautiful.
What engine are they running? Star Wars Battlefront. It looks really nice.
Still Frostbite.
Yeah,
thing,
Frostbite, whatever Battlefield is running on.
It looks really nice. I'm actually pretty surprised.
The scale of the battle, like they showed an 8080 on like the lower side of the map, which I thought was already out of bounds, but no, there were dudes running around there, and like
because
they used the speeder to tie the legs of the 8080,
which was great. I like that.
It's supposed to be there because movie
it's
accuracy.
Star Wars multiplayer is supposed to have 40-player online, and as well as an 8-player mission that you can also be played by solo. If you play with solo, you can have AI companions. And it's coming out in November.
Can't wait. And the video that they played of the demo was apparently running on a PS4.
No.
That looked really intense for a controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question right now is should I get it? And I don't know. I don't know if my fucking PC can run it. I'm scared. If I want to get a PC or PS4.
The question is, are they gonna have a good launch day by the time this game?
Oh yeah, because
EA DICE.
We gotta rush this out. They're whipping the DICE employees.
No, yeah. If
that's
the release
that's a good point.
That's a scary thought. If the release is anything like how Battlefield 4 was,
8080s will just fall through the floor.
Yeah, it's just be a disaster.
Yeah, but consider this though. Like Hardline, I know it's a different developer, but it's still EA. So Hardline was an okay launch compared to Battlefield 4.
Yes,
so
Hardline,
but
Hardline
they're getting a little bit of experience. They're kind of getting better at it. So hopefully DICE already knows what to do to prepare themselves for the release.
Because compared to Star Wars, Hardline isn't that much interesting to most people than Star Wars. I mean, this is
no,
Star Wars.
I know that, but I'm just like saying that at least they have now a little bit more experience, like even for EA and even for DICE because of what happened to Battlefield 4. Because I think they only fixed the game this year.
Fingers crossed that nobody's gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, even though Hardline was a different developer, at least they know. At least EA being a publisher, they know what to expect and they know what DICE. Get it right. Do they want something?
Especially with the scale of the stages in this one, where you'll have a lot of players in it.
I was surprised because before they released the trailer, I'm hearing stories that no, they're not gonna feature space battles. But when I saw
they just put them all into one big stage.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, there's X-wings and Hoth. What the fuck?
I was surprised. Whoa, there's an X-wing. I thought they're not gonna have any space battles, but okay, yeah, they're still gonna have
space stages.
But not in
space stages.
Yeah, no space battles.
But the planes are all in there.
Ships.
So that works for me.
Yeah, it's still the same anyway. You're gonna pilot X-wing. And
I wish they actually evolved the term Levolution from where we have a space battle up here, but we'll continue the fight like second half
on
in
the
ground.
Yeah,
that's Levolution right there.
Did you guys notice there were like
no Levolution, but some kind of transition?
Did you notice that there were special like commands like air raids and like missile rains?
Yeah,
in Battlefront, like he called.
Oh, there was.
Yeah, when the rebels were capturing this node. The one Empire guy like locked onto their position and it rained down laser fire. So like that's something new in Battlefront.
Yeah, but there's always been a Battlefield thing where you could call artillery. So that's why I see too many similarities to Battlefield for me.
Yeah, and they did announce that there won't be classes anymore. You have to like level up to get more guns.
It's loadouts now.
But jetpacks are back.
Yeah.
Jetpacks.
You get raised?
Let's now talk about the heroes. I mean, do we have any more information about the heroes?
Well,
obviously, when we saw the trailer,
it looks
Skywalker was there.
Yeah,
so.
Skywalker and Vader was there, and it looks like they control way better than they did in Battlefront 2.
Yes, thank God. I
'Cause
mean,
yeah, in
that's some
Battlefront
of the
2,
fears I
they
have.
were so fast and floaty. I mean, they kill everyone in one hit, but like it was ridiculously fast. When you
Yeah.
force dash, but like they were skipping around
It's
everywhere.
like the
Like
cartoons in
yeah, just like that
Clone
Samurai
Wars.
Jack cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how are they gonna regulate this though? I mean, how is this gonna work? I mean,
Yeah, especially for a lot of players. I'm assuming it'll cycle through the players. But if it's going off Battlefront 2, it's after you've killed X amount of soldiers.
So it's something like that Call of Duty,
Like a
um,
kill streak,
yeah, kill
maybe, or
streaks.
something.
and how do we prevent Skywalker from like decimating your other team?
Well, they can die. And
They
only
can
have
die, yeah,
they can
but
only
how
have
strong are we talking?
no, yeah, they don't look as fast anymore, so they won't be
Yeah.
beasting over anyone, it seems. So they're only relegated to
Okay.
lightsaber and maybe one force power. For Vader, it looks to be the choke, and for Luke Skywalker, it looks to be the push.
The push. Well, there you go. Battlefield, shit. Star Wars Battlefront, happening in November. PS4, Xbox One, PC. I am definitely excited. It looks really nice.
It's
It looks
coming out
really
this
nice.
year too.
I'm
Man.
excited. I'm gonna get
Can't
it.
wait.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
it
the
doesn't.
second half is literally filling up already. As we talk about each press conference, it's literally filling up. I'm definitely excited for this game. I just hope it comes out as. I'm just hoping for a good launch. Like when I play my first game, I won't see some weird lag or some error. Can't log in because there's a big funnel. And that's it for EA.
EA is done.
That's it for
Yay!
EA. What do we think about EA in a whole?
It was a disaster.
It
Star Wars
wasn't
looked
it
cool.
wasn't a disaster, but it was underwhelming. It probably had the most awkward moment
For
in
this year's E3.
E3
For this year's press
yeah.
conference, yes, I have to agree with that one.
For me, it was okay, but I think the one that got them down was the EA Sports section.
Oh
If
yeah,
they get rid of that
if it wasn't for
section,
that.
it would be a good press conference.
No, I mean
How
like
does it look?
sports games are fine. It's just that how they
Yeah.
presented it this time was really
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Like nothing
I
against
I
the
agree.
games themselves. But you know, it looks
Well,
just
nothing
like
about the
me.
games themselves.
It's coming out like desperate that they wanted something classy, or
They banked on a gimmick that didn't work.
yeah, by featuring
They can never
celebrity.
ever like drop EA Sports anyway because EA Sports is like a huge money.
Yeah, it makes
rate
probably most of their money.
in any yeah, most probably. Um, just Battlefront to be honest. Mass Effect is nothing right now. I still
Yeah, because they didn't
them.
show gameplay for Mass Effect. It was just a short
Yeah,
CG
I like
trailer.
I like the fact that it's there, but you know it's more like Battlefront because it's right around the corner at this point. It's not.
I'm honestly not excited
No,
yet for Mass Effect. I was hoping that they're gonna announce Titanfall, but
It's not. That,
No,
well,
they announced that
too early, I
Titanfall
guess.
wasn't going to show up this year.
yeah,
yeah,
the Zampella people or like the company or developers said that they won't show anything. They don't have anything. It's
Well,
not worth.
Need for Speed looked really nice. Unravel looked really nice. Mirror's
Every-
Edge
everything
existing is cool.
Mm.
Then Battlefront was really pretty.
yeah, gorgeous.
I'm just Battlefront and Unravel really. That's what I'm taking out of EA.
Not even
Battlefront.
not even Mirror's Edge. That didn't no.
No,
That didn't
it's.
excite you.
I need more information because it's now an open world game. How much content are you gonna? That's my thing. I want to see the content.
I see. Yeah.
Mass Effect, it's a blimp. It's like up. It has a heartbeat now. We don't know what it is though.
And it's gonna be weird because it's Casey Hudson isn't working in BioWare anymore. So the people who are writing this now have something to live up towards, I guess.
It's the guys
Yeah.
from Dragon Age, or isn't it?
Of course,
I don't-
Bioware. No, I don't know.
No,
It's the
no,
same team,
the writers.
but it's Bioware still. So
Yeah, but the thing is, Casey Hudson was the one who wrote the original Mass Effect trilogy, including the terrible ending. So,
so you should be happy he's leaving.
Yeah,
no, I can't.
Or he left. Sorry.
The thing is, 99% of Mass Effect was great. It was just that 1% at the end that really pissed the fuck out of me.
the godchild or whatever child. Anyway,
The hologram kid, yeah.
a hologram kid. But yeah, that's EA for you guys. What do you guys think? We want to hear your thoughts about EA. Yeah, it's same old EA, just different games, same different year.
They should hire Tak Fuji for their next press conference. You know?
Why? So it'll be even more awkward.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Actually, the biggest disappointment, to be honest, it's not about the sports or how they presented the sport. It's more like they only have one IP, one new IP, and it's a platformer. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's not like they're throwing in a big risk.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
EA's
played
playing it
really safe. It's like super safe.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing any like big IP that was like really a new world, a new set of big AAA title that would excite me. That's like the biggest disappointment for me with EA, and that that's I think the reason why our next press conference that we're going to talk about Ubisoft is why I'm actually I got excited for Ubisoft because Ubisoft for this year it was actually a pretty good press conference. It was
They
actually a
nailed it.
very meaty press
Yeah, there was a
conference.
lot of games for Ubisoft this
Pretty
year.
much they nailed it.
I
It's like
think they
they
nailed
redeemed
it.
themselves last year.
I forgot. I forgot what happened last year actually in
The Aisha
Ubisoft.
Tyler was there again, and they had the Kinect exercise game last year. It was really weird.
Yeah. All right, let's go Ubisoft. Quick rundown on what happened on the press conference. We're getting a new South Park, The Fractured But Whole. It's pretty
Yay!
awesome. They announced that one. They also announced a new IP called For Honor, which is pretty much Vikings, samurais, and knights
It looks
going
really
head to head.
cool.
It's a third
The
person
Crew,
chivalry.
Yeah,
the Crew getting
Wild
an expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Is getting a Wild Run expansion. Trials Fusion, awesome level max. Is that what I said?
Yep,
That's right, right?
the full title. Yes.
Yep, that's another expansion pack coming on July 14. We get new gameplay footage of The Division. What else we got here?
Just Dance.
Before
Anno.
Just Dance.
Anno
Anno
2205.
2205 by Blue Byte Productions. Then we got Just Dance 2016. It's a yearly thing, really.
Just
also
Dance
an-
Unlimited. For
And
them.
they also announced Just Dance Unlimited with 2016. Rainbow Six Siege. They showed a little bit of
Here.
their single player mode, which is actually pretty damn cool. And where else my notes? Next up is Trackmania TM Turbo was also announced with a very very interesting track editor. I'll talk about that in a bit. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which they didn't really bother they didn't really
Showing
dive
up.
into Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They just it's there, and then they moved on. And right after Syndicate, they showed another new IP, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Well, it's not the first time they revealed that. They revealed that they showed Ghost Recon last year, but it's different now. So,
They showed it last year. They showed it last year.
yeah, they revealed Ghost Recon already.
They did?
As far as I know.
Ghost
can't
Recon.
remember.
I don't remember seeing Ghost Recon. Well, anyway.
Or probably that's the free to play. I don't know.
First up, South Park. They're making a second game. The
Yeah,
Fractured But Whole.
I didn't expect a sequel.
I did not expect a sequel
No,
at all.
you gotta say it right. The Fractured Butthole.
Butthole.
Sorry.
God,
I was trying to avoid it, but fine.
Yeah,
The
they
Fractured Butthole.
No, that's how they said it. They got Trey Park and Matt something, South Park dudes. What's their names?
Matt
Matt
Stone.
Stone.
Matt
Yeah.
Stone.
Trey Park, Matt Stone, and Aisha Tyler, swearing up the joint again.
I know, man. She's like Aisha Unfiltered at this point.
Exactly, and I think they
Pretty
just
crazy.
You
know.
know. Unfiltered. I like.
She's fucking
like, the
crazy.
opening
She's
and she's
entertaining, though. She's getting more entertaining the more she does this. Apparently, it's her fourth year doing this for Ubisoft, and her rules on to host this
What
event
rules?
is getting it's getting lower. It's getting like to the point that this year there's no rules.
the
She knows
chains
what the
are
fuck she
breaking.
wants. I know. Like she's
It's
actually
like
pretty
the wheel.
cool.
Don't you miss Caffeine Man?
No. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I
2
think.
years
2 years
ago.
ago.
They should
I think
collab.
it's-
Aisha Tyler and Caffeine Man.
Who's Caffeine Man? Like I don't know who this is.
He's the dude who would always like fade out with those sound effects. With
Yeah,
the
let's
hand
go back into
gesture.
time. All right, South Park, the Fractured Butthole. Superheroes.
Yeah, it's canonically a sequel because they start off with the Stick of Truth, right?
Yeah, someone
And
tried to
then-
flush the stick of truth. I
and
think it was
then-
Cartman. I'm not too sure.
And then they go find Butters, and then Butters is like, "We're not playing swords anymore. We're playing superheroes." So the cast like breaks up and comes back in superhero costumes.
I know. And it's a good transition. And the creators of Swordpoint were saying that they were planning to not make a game ever after Stick of Truth, but they were saying that they kind of know how to make one now. So
So why not?
they're gonna try it. So why not? And I like how the trailer was saying that this was horrible. The trailer was actually like Cartman, the other character, was actually pointing out the problems of Stick of Truth. Like it's not really an RPG, blah blah blah. And then like we have to get this right.
It's so
Stuff
meta.
like that.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And I have to play Stick of Truth still. I still have to make my own judgment with Stick of Truth. But it's cool to see a sequel that actually is on the way. Meaning, well, I don't know. I guess Ubisoft considered this as an okay franchise to actually to support this moving forward.
Hopefully it doesn't
played
get delayed as
Stick-
much anymore.
Hopefully, it's
Right.
being made by Ubisoft San Francisco, so it's in it's in the US, and yeah, I'm actually pretty excited because it's superheroes, man.
Yep. I just hope it's as funny or funnier than Stick of Truth.
The only thing whenever I hear whenever my friends play Stick of Truth and I ask them how is it's just a really long ass episode of South Park.
Yep, and
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
basically it.
That's a good thing. I think that's the reason why they kind of want to fix the gameplay, I guess, because it just became that, a really long ass episode of South Park. After South Park, the Fractured But Whole, Ubisoft Montreal announces a new IP, which I'm super excited because it looks super awesome.
Mhm.
For Honor.
For Honor, it looks
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool. They
The-
got
Which
it was
is-
a live demo too. They got 8 people on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, they showed a trailer showing knights and Vikings and samurais like fighting it
Yeah,
off.
they showed it long. I don't know, it felt long because
Yeah.
of nothing really. It was just like, look, it's samurais versus knights versus Vikings, and then they brought out the people to actually demo the thing.
Yeah.
And it's a competitive 4-on-4 multiplayer
Hmm.
Third
in
person,
console, and
yeah.
they showed it off. And at first, I was kind of like it's only 4 versus 4, but when you actually see the gameplay, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
And it's actually-
it's like the 4 people are the heroes,
Yeah,
and then there's a bunch of like CPU controlled squads in the area.
it has something similar to like Titanfall, where like there's a lot of grunts, like you
Yeah,
can
there's
kill
a lot
them
of
if you want
grunts
to.
doing their own
Yeah.
thing, and then it's a hero versus hero thing.
Yeah, and it makes sense to this kind of combat, like melee combat. And I think it's like the best looking concept when it comes to like kind of imit or like in that aspect, because it's 4 versus 4, so it becomes personal, like up one against another player. Because the combat, correct me if I'm wrong, it's directional,
Yeah, it
Uh,
reminds me of Chivalry, the first
Yeah.
person Knights game.
like a more improved Chivalry.
Yeah,
Because
like
it's
Chivalry or maybe Bushido Blade even, where like
even Bushido Blade, yeah.
a single strike can kill you. So there's a lot of like footsies involved and all that.
Yeah, and
Pretty neat.
it feels like there's footsies. Like you have to like if you see his sword like going for like a vertical slice, you have to position your sword to block it.
Yeah,
You know,
you have to aim
that's pretty
accordingly.
cool.
And yeah, that's
and
pretty neat.
there's some kind of there's some kind of tackles or some kind of like sidestep, showing that there are different traits or different characteristics for each character, like a samurai or a Viking. And the knight, the way he uses his sword is actually pretty different. I'm not too sure if that's some kind of style before, like how they use a great sword, where he starts holding the blade, and then he starts to use it as an actual axe, like hitting the guy on the hilt side.
You could probably do that with a broadsword.
No, but-
yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's actually pretty interesting to see that kind of style in video games. I've never seen that, or even heard about it. But yeah, 4v4, it looks pretty awesome. It was actually available for people to demo
At the
the-
show floor.
at the
People
show
could
floor.
try
So the game is workable. It's at that point already.
I
There's
noticed.
no release date.
I noticed
So-
during the demo that remember how they showed you only really saw the perspective of 2 players, diba?
Mhm.
And then you actually saw the other 2 other players trying to fight each other on the side.
Yeah.
But when they showed the actual people demoing it on stage, most of them weren't doing anything. I assume because they already killed each other, like that fast. While
Probably.
the ones we were seeing on screen were like patiently waiting it out. So
Yeah, 'cause, like,
that's pretty
just-
neat that it could end like abruptly, or you could actually take your time and feel each other out.
Yeah,
That's good.
and it makes sense because like, if people are kind of like turned off by the fact it's only 4-on-4, it's more about the personal fight between one player to the other player because that's the only way
It
it could
feels
make
very high
sense.
stakes if you like die in one hit.
Hmm. And I don't know who played Chivalry because yeah, it's like it's
I
resonating like
I I
Me,
played
I played
I,
Chivalry.
I didn't like it too much though.
I like it when it's frantic,
Yeah,
and
Chivalry gets a bit goofy.
No,
yeah.
I think it's also because of the lag. Melee combat
Ah,
tends to
yeah, yeah.
suck when you're lagging.
It does
okay,
have
lag
a
aside,
small number of
because I think
servers.
anything melee with it's lag will always be a bitch.
Yeah, and
But
you
do
lose
you see
limbs
that
in
like this is the
Chivalry.
kind of like an improved? Do you think this is
Yeah,
like an improved
it,
version of
it's a
Chivalry, or
it's a huge improvement.
like
Definitely a
just by
huge
seeing what you on the demo, like it feels like this is what Chivalry could have been
because it
in a
has
sense.
how they how they show the different styles or stances that you can do in For Honor. That's pretty impressive, and how they handle you know how the swords behave, stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
And there's some certain
Um,
perks or like skills. Like I think the Samurai can call like some arrow support. Because I
yeah,
actually watched the gameplay at like the one video they released after the press conference where they showed some kind of like a domination kind of mode, and I saw a samurai like actually call down some arrows. I mean some like arrow support to rain down on a specific location. So they have that kind of mechanics going for Honor. I didn't see much about Vikings though. I don't know what Viking has.
Yeah, I think we only saw knights during the
Nice.
Knights and
demo.
Samurais.
Yeah, I think we saw some Vikings, but they didn't really like focus on it. Not like with the knight or the samurai.
Well, you could probably only pick one faction at a time out of the three.
Probably, but I don't know. I'm actually pretty excited about this. Hopefully, we hear more about it in the future. There's no release date, like I mentioned, um, but it's being developed by Ubisoft Montreal, and another U, another new IP coming out of Ubisoft. That's actually pretty cool. Right after that, moving on, they started talking about the crew. Apparently, the crew is doing well to the point that they're actually gonna bother making an expansion for it called The Wild Run, which will come out in November. And what's gonna be in this expansion? It's pretty much gonna be like more
More cars, like bikes
yeah,
and monster trucks.
stuff to
Yeah,
ride on because the crew. What is the crew? To be like
The
that?
crew is that open country driving game.
yeah.
It's
You
you.
can go from coast to coast.
I'm
Yep,
sorry.
The
literally.
entire map is the states.
Yeah, the entire map is the United States.
Yeah.
So imagine that with trucks. You
You can go coast to coast with trucks. That would be interesting.
just go dirt road everything.
Monster trucks, coast to coast.
I think it's the
I
only
I played the beta a bit, and it's typical. It's typical
It's a
racing
typical
game.
arcade racer.
Yeah, something like that.
I hope
But
the next expansion just has like spaceships or whatever.
the
the
crew
next
beyond,
expansion. Wow, they're ready.
the crew and beyond.
Knowing Ubisoft, they actually release another game if ever there's like a new franchise for them. Another expansion was also announced. Moving on, Trials Fusion, awesome level
Awesome
max.
level max.
When I watched when I watched the trailer, I didn't know what I was looking at
Yeah,
until the title showed up.
Yeah, me neither actually.
Because we saw a cat.
Cats
That
riding fire-breathing unicorns.
yes,
Like they said that at the end of the trailer.
because Aisha's cool in that.
Because Aisha Tyler. God.
Because Aisha Tyler is cool. I'm not too sure if she's really just trying to make that persona like just like that, or that's just how she is. I don't
think
know.
it's a bit of both. Like she hams it up because she's on stage.
Yeah, but I guess that's being a 4-year vet for a Ubisoft press conference, would do. But yeah, the Trials Fusion Awesome Level Max will come out in July 14, actually pretty soon for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Um, I don't know. Trials Fusion is actually a pretty damn good game, so it's actually pretty cool that they're adding a new expansion. Very unusual expansion. I think this is actually in the same line as like it doesn't make sense, but hopefully it will
It's
work.
like the Blood Dragon of Trials Fusion.
Exactly.
Crazy.
See,
Exactly.
the crew needs to get their own Blood Dragon as well.
The space one, like you
Yeah,
mentioned.
there should be like a really dumb version. Like if you can't expand, just make it super dumb. Like
Yeah.
Saints Row.
Or dinosaurs. You can ride dinosaurs
Dinosaur
from coast
monster
to coast.
trucks
Dinosaurs riding Nazis, or the other way around. I don't know.
in space.
In space.
With lasers.
Lasers. After that, they show The Division, a game that I consider is
It's almost real, man. There's a release date.
yeah, it's almost real.
It's almost
I
real.
do not know what the fuck this game is yet. It's an online.
No, we
RPG.
know that it's a third-person online shooter with like mission structure, but we don't know what's outside of that.
Yeah, it's just the same way on how I was kind of confused on how they're trying to portray Watch Dogs. Like I don't know exactly what it's going to be.
Why? I don't
Or
get how
Destiny.
people didn't know what Watch Dogs was. Because when I saw it, like I know what that game is.
And
You hit the button and it says hacking, but it only does a specific thing on specific things. And that's what it exactly was.
The Division right now is what, open world, segmented. I mean, that's the one thing I'm not. It's going to be like something similar to Destiny, where you jump in on a certain location in the area,
And then there's just a mission happening.
and then you do a mission, and then you just walk around or wander. Because how those missions are structured, it seems like you go to a mission to get some loot or do a specific objective, and then you extract. That seems like to be the formula for their missions.
Yep.
In Ubisoft, this press conference, they introduced a thing called the Dark Zone, and it's pretty much the players going into like, because technically the setting of the Division is pretty much like is it like a virus? It's like more like a post-apocalyptic setting where the population has been hit by a really
Like a bioweapon or something.
like a bioweapon, a very strong virus that's pretty much killing everybody. So they go to a virus like very dangerous place for normal player non-affected people, and I guess that's a place to get some loot, because they just go there, check it out. They're about to tackle this group of, I guess they were AI, the one that were like doing some selfies with each other. I'm not sure what they were doing. They did that, and then behind them, lo and behold, was another group of players. And I also want to point out how Ubisoft's demos or videos always show that we'll never play it that way. We never play the games how they present it. When the other players showed up, they decided, I guess I don't even know if you can actually talk between the two groups, but they join in, they go against the AI enemies. They win, and apparently they get the loot. And when they get the loot, they trigger an extraction. And when they trigger the extraction, they demonstrated that they can actually betray the other group to get their loot. And then they also, again, another plot twist, one of the members of the original group decides to leave the group and kill his other two friends to get all the loot. So in a sense, the gameplay demo for The Division shows that you can be a true asshole when playing this game.
Well, it's kind of like, what do you call it? What is that bank heist game where you can do the same thing? I think Payday, you can do that, and I know
No, it's
Kane and Lynch multiplayer.
Payday?
No, I just
Kane
want to
Lynch.
know what are the advantages and disadvantages of betraying your squad.
No, but wait, you said Payday?
No, it's Kane and Lynch. I think it's Kane.
Oh,
Kane
Kane
and
and
Lynch
Lynch,
multiplayer, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said because that's not Payday at all. That's what I was confirming. Yeah, I want to see what Miggy was saying. I want to see the benefits of actually betraying someone or not betraying
The
someone.
consequences.
No, because
Yeah,
you
the
probably
consequences.
get
Because
the
right
loot-
now,
you probably get the loot of the people you kill, but then I'm guessing you'd have to extract yourself by leaving the area, and then maybe other people can kill you on the way. But I don't know.
And it would be super awkward. Like, for example, you have a group of friends and you plan to betray them on one session. Then the other session, hey, dude, you just betrayed us. Don't do that again, bro. Then just proceed as normal.
See,
So it's
see,
something.
this is what makes it extra weird because we don't know what happens outside of missions, and they
Oh
haven't
yeah.
shown us
Yeah, I
anything
don't
yet.
think they've even
Oh,
showed like what
hub.
happens like outside missions. I mean, like,
Nope,
what is
nothing
there a
yet.
They didn't
UA
show
or
any hub or
Hmm.
how the mission select or how
is it
you do.
something similar to like Destiny where you're in the orbit or something and then you just jump in a mission? Like, because that's how it is. I don't know. That's why again, the it's still a big question of how this game is structured still, and the way they want to present the game together with releasing the announcing the release date is like you can be an asshole in the division. How cool is that? You can betray your friends because that's just a thing to do. Um,
Like that was super scripted though, because I swear when the dude shot the guy, because there were three of them, diba? And only two of them are talking,
yeah.
like the guy and the girl. When the dude who betrayed them shot the guy, I think he reacted as if he was getting shot in real life. He went like, ah.
Oh, really?
I
I didn't even
think
notice
That's
that.
cute.
I was like, oh god, this is so campy.
No, but it's scripted, but it's just funny how they feature that aspect of the game. Beta access for this game will be available early next year, and there's actually a release date for Division. It's actually going to be actually coming out March 8th, 2016 on all platforms.
Uh,
And I don't know, just like any other like fucking Watch Dogs or whatever. I'm kind of confused on what
Yeah,
this
we need
is.
more info still.
Yes, we definitely need more info. Um, Next up, well, it's not really a new IP, but it's another announcement for Ubisoft. A Blue Byte production. We're getting a new Anno, that damn city builder.
In
Anno
Which I
in
2205.
space,
is it in
No, in the
space?
on the
moon. In
moon.
the moon.
It's
On the
a
moon.
race to get to the moon.
Oh, like Civilization.
Isn't it really a race? It's more like you can make, because technically, when I saw the video and I saw the gameplay, um, you can make your futuristic city in the
I
Earth.
remember them saying like it's a space race in the trailer.
I guess it's space race, and then once you hit the moon, then you start building like you pretty much expanded your city to the
Yep,
moon,
bunch of
and then
bubbles
you
on
work.
the moon.
I guess it's the only futuristic city builder we have right now. Like you can't really say Civ because Civ is more like turn-based game. Can I can I say that Civilization is a city builder?
It's a 4X, I guess. That's be the more accurate term.
A what?
4X.
4X strategy game.
Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't stick to just one city, unlike a city builder game. It's more of
4X
like
stands for, I think, expand, explore, exterminate, and something else.
yeah, extreme, extreme. Understood. I think it's
Then this is the futuristic city
I
builder
think it's
in a nutshell. It'll be out in November 3, and we'll have a beta later this year. And after Anno 2205, we have Just Dance. Who's that guy who danced? Who
I
performed?
don't know, but I was right about the planted crowds.
Yeah.
actually saw that video. I mean
They
that
planted the
part.
crowd. Also,
Yeah, people were
I doubt.
yelling "woo" in the audience. I'm like, this is way too
I doubt.
much
Seriously, it'd be weird like if you don't plant the
because nobody
crowd
else
for
would
the
cheer.
performance.
Yeah,
Because they're all journalists. Like they're just there working. They're just trying to like what are they gonna announce? Then you give them a performance. Maybe we could an actual performance from an artist.
No, yeah,
I
but
think it's an
they got
artist.
this dude who sang on stage and danced. I don't know who he was.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Hoop God. I don't know.
The Hoop God's cousin.
Maybe I don't know.
But yeah, Just Dance 2016 is coming anyway, like any other year. But the cool thing that they announced was you don't need an actual camera-enabled console.
That's for unlimited. Oh wait, no, you're right.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The exclusive, like Just Dance 2016 is going to be
You
available
can
on
dance
all
on your
platforms.
smartphone.
In current consoles and in previous consoles. That means the Wii, Xbox
The
360,
fucking
PS3.
Wii, not even the Wii U.
No, the Wii U also
I
has.
know, but like they're still making a game for the Wii.
Yeah,
Wait,
Yeah,
so how does I mean, is there a sensor that's
No, but like the
included in
Wii
the
is
game?
technically a dead console supposedly now, and they're still making a game for the Wii.
can we say that that's how big Just Dance is for a casual, like for the ones who are like very very um excited for these games every
Is
single
it
year.
big or obnoxious? 'Cause I don't know
I don't know
anymore.
because they're covering all their bases.
Yeah,
Like you don't
literally.
have they're literally covering all that. You don't hear that often unless it's a sports game.
And not
Right.
even sports games are making a Wii version anymore. This
I
is
don't
the
think
new
so. No.
level. Yeah,
Yup.
remember when I said that Microsoft didn't mention the Kinect in their press conference? And the only time it got mentioned was in Ubisoft. And
Yeah, saying it.
when they did mention it, they said that you don't even need a Kinect anymore.
No, they didn't say Connect. They didn't say Connect. They didn't say Connect. They said camera-enabled console. They didn't specify a specific
No,
peripheral.
I remember them saying the word, like the dude mentioned the Kinect.
Oh, then we'll correct
Or
us if
maybe
we're
he
wrong,
just said
but
like the Kinect or the ganyan.
because that was the only time I heard a camera-enabled console. I've never heard of a term like that to specify, PlayStation Eye or the
But like
Kinect.
you can dance with your smartphone now, they didn't show how it works.
Is that an app? I guess. I'm assuming it's an app.
guess.
Yeah.
Buy a game.
I don't know how
fully
I don't know how you're gonna dance with your
Flail
smartphone.
it.
Maybe the smartphone. Maybe the smartphone becomes the eye
Maybe.
or becomes the
Or
camera.
you
I don't
flail
know.
it in
Maybe
your
they're
hand like a
gonna
Wiimote.
use the webcam or the front camera.
Well, the Wiimote. That's how Just Dance works without the Kinect or the PlayStation Eye. You can actually use the Wiimote, and I think the smartphones has that kind of technology. Whatever. But it's cool though that they're giving more freedom to to those that you don't really have to buy a Kinect or a PlayStation
It'll
Eye
just work.
or
Like,
it'll just
will it-
work. You don't have. You
I
just-
wonder, will it even record a score anymore, or maybe it's just a video of someone dancing
you really
on
need the
screen
score.
and you just follow it.
Just follow it. Doesn't matter if you're losing. Just
They're
do it.
taking the game out of the game.
All the platforms. Just Dance 2016 will come out on all platforms October. Not on a specific date, but just says this October. But the current consoles, which is like the PS4, Xbox One, will be getting a new service called Dance.
Just Dance Unlimited.
Just Dance Unlimited, which is a new dance streaming
Yeah,
service.
they
that gives
called it
you-
Dance on Demand. So like it's a
Ooh.
streaming service for Just Dance.
Yeah, like new songs all year long,
I
150
don't
plus greatest hits
understand.
from the other just. They're pretty much giving a lot of
Songs.
a lot of updated songs like on the go when you play the game. There's something new every single time. There's always like they just uploaded it.
Yeah,
bam,
like
you have something to
probably the
play.
latest songs.
Yeah, you don't have to. Was that
Instead
like,
of waiting a year.
wait for another
yeah,
pack?
Instead of waiting for
Yeah, or you can look at the past ones that they've done on other Just Dance because like it's Just Dance 2015. I'm sure there's a lot of content in that, like a lot of new content, and then another game comes out, new one. Might as well
just
use
make
those.
them available in one form.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in some sense, and so that thus dance streaming, this new dance streaming service was born, and it's pretty cool.
But nobody asked for it. Or maybe
Nobody a-
someone did and we just
No.
don't know.
Yeah. Probably in the UK.
Actually,
and
you know what?
Europe.
It actually makes sense for if someone who plays it every year, this is actually an awesome service for someone who is updated. Because if for example, they like what they saw last year, they won't be left out with, oh, I like that couple of batch of songs or batch of, dance styles or whatever. I can I can go back. You're not hampered or whatnot. Right after Just Dance, we got some Rainbow Six Siege. One game that I'm super excited for out of Ubisoft. Rainbow
Even though
Six Siege.
Even though it's not gonna play at all, that's like how they demoed it.
Oh yeah,
No,
people will
but
not
I'm
play
gonna
like that, but
find-
it's still cool.
I'm gonna find, was it 5 people per team? I'm gonna find 4 more people,
Me.
Well, you got
But if
3
it's on-
dudes
3 more
right here.
people, 2 more people,
Well, just one
Wait,
actually.
figure. 1 more people, 1 more person. Sorry. Okay, apparently everybody in this podcast wants to play.
We'll
Rainbow
try
Six
to
Siege.
play it that way. It
We're
still
gonna
won't
try to
happen,
play
but
it.
we'll try.
I want Miggy to cover us using his
Then
shield.
I eventually
And I say
shoot
when
you guys in the process.
Yeah, I say stop I want you to cover him, but you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
move.
stand
And
up
I'm gonna
and
get
just
shot.
eat the bullet. And you gotta drag me around because you can do that.
I'll drag you around just for the heck of it, just to paint your blood.
You'll use me as a shield.
Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege hit the stage floor. You know, even Aisha Taylor was Taylor. Even Aisha was
Yeah,
excited.
because the demo they did,
Whatever that
she
means.
mentioned the players that were playing it when she came out, like, yo, you guys finally beat it, because they were practicing this all night and they never beat it once. So I'm guessing like that's the most real
I
time
hope-
then you can get.
I hope it's not scripted at that point. I really hope that that's actually true. Where they whenever they rehearse this for the demo for the performance, they never won
Yeah, I think one
Because-
of the dudes playing actually was super relieved that they beat it.
because like what they were showing was a live demo of the single player mode. Because all throughout, when they were showing Rainbow Six, always the multiplayer. The beta has been up, people have been playing it. It's always about the multiplayer.
Yeah,
Now we actually find an actual single player mode. It's not a campaign or anything, but it's more like a solo co-op versus the
yeah,
AI.
players
kind of-
versus AI, as opposed to
So
the
it's a
player versus
co-op.
player that we've been
Wow.
seeing before.
Yeah, and I assume this is more like a way to like introduce you to the game before you jump into the going against actual
Oh,
players.
it's just missions, like in other
Yes.
Rainbow Six games.
Certain scenarios, and I like how they actually change the scenarios where like you have to like in the demo they showed you infiltrating the I guess what's it, a house or a mansion, and when you infiltrate it you have to do a specific like you have to defuse a specific bomb. When you infiltrate it, he planted the diffuser, whatever that machine was, and now it became an objective where you have to defend that certain location.
Like waves of
So
enemies
an
started
object-
coming through.
Yeah, ways that they started to different locations. They started to make holes
Yeah,
on the
they
walls.
made holes
so
in
they
the
can-
walls leading to the staircase entrance. And
so they can actually peep and scout
yeah,
if someone's
as
going to that
people were
site.
coming up, we're saying we got two coming up. Then they focus on the door.
And there's no map, right? I don't see a
I
map.
heard that there's a level of procedural generation that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe only specific areas will be the same, but most of the map will change.
No,
Oh,
there's no radar as well.
So maybe that's why then there's no radar. You have to physically see
Well-
the enemies to know that they're coming, I guess.
Awesome.
I know that they announced during after the demo they announced 4 Terror Hunt modes, and this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool. I consider this like the introduction before hitting multiplayer to actually practice and imitate how they demo the game. Like you cover my 6 or you cover the stairs. Migs,
Oscar Mike.
use your freaking machine and scout. And then you give us wrong information, we all just die.
Yeah.
Like, Big, stop choking.
I can't.
It's
There's
gonna be-
lag.
Shh, walk, don't run.
Why is Will going in the front door?
Why is Arlie at the end of the
Yeah.
map?
Sorry.
Why is Ari not talking? Is Ari here?
Oh, he's streaming the
It's
game.
here.
He's streaming the game. No wonder he's lagging. We can't do this
Yeah.
right when he's doing it. Anyway,
I'm
Rainbow
telling you,
Six Siege coming out in October.
It's gonna be like CS:GO again when we're gonna play it all.
Yes, there's no respawn. So when I fuck up, you're all on your own.
I'm guessing there's a
Good
way
luck
to
to you
revive
guys.
because you can drag your dead teammates around.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a down state, but once you get shot during the down state, you're fucking dead. So don't mess up that bad. Rainbow Six Siege, and after that, to end the press conference, we have another new IP. Oh no, sorry. Oh
It's a revive.
no, sorry.
Trackmania's
No,
coming
no.
to consoles.
Trackmania. I'm
Oh,
my notes is actually converted. Sorry. Yeah, right after Rainbow Six, they announced Trackmania TM Turbo.
yay!
Yep, Trackmania Turbo.
Have you guys played it?
I played it on
I
PC.
mean the recent. I mean the.
Oh, the
the
recent
past
one, not
Trackmania.
yet.
I think I
How do you
played.
describe Trackmania?
It's a driving
It's-
game where you make a course, your own course.
It's
and that's
actually
it.
a time trial driving
Mm-hmm.
game. You
Yep.
you actually don't have any collision detection,
Yeah, you
the
race
car.
against ghosts, and that's it.
and the game is. I mean, each server or each game is pretty big, like 30 to 60 players. I mean, and like, you're gonna go for the fastest lap and that's how you guys gonna see who
No,
wins each game.
you know how in Super Meat Boy, when you beat the stage, it plays all your tries at the same time in a replay form?
Mhm.
Imagine
Oh
that,
yeah,
but
yeah,
with F1 cars. But because
yeah.
that's what
And,
Trackmania is. Like you just see
and I was
like
talking about
a
the
bunch of cars
multiplayer.
going through a loop, and you see other dudes flying off screen and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I was talking about the multiplayer. In the multiplayer, it's gonna be like that, but with 30 other
No,
cars,
it's
30
all
other goes
ghosts,
going on.
They
Pretty
announced
cool.
200 tracks for this game in
Wow.
track editor.
excluding all the user generated ones, pa. So it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the track editor for Trackmania TM Turbo is they can inflict a
Yeah,
randomize
there's an
button, like a
auto
button for
track,
randomize.
automatic
Yeah,
track
auto
maker.
track, and then
That's cool.
yeah, it builds, and then all of a sudden, bam, you can start
No,
racing and
what
use it.
Because
interested
on
me
the
was
previous ones doesn't have one.
yeah, the old ones don't have it, so that's actually really cool. And what interested me is outside of like the stage building and then they added foliage. The guy
Yeah,
mentioned the last part,
Wow.
signage. Then a bunch of like signs come out with branding on it at the end. Like that's
That's
pretty
cool.
cool. Because otherwise you have to do all
so
that yourself.
yep, you have to do all yourself, and it's pretty cool that there's a lot. That's a lot of content, especially for this kind of game. Um, and what was interesting, is one of the reasons why I want to be in E3 because they were demoing. You can demo this game. You can try it out yourself, but they also had a VR demo set up
Ooh.
to
Ooh.
play Trackmania with VR. Like
Oh my god.
that's pretty
That
insane.
makes sense
Pretty
because
insane.
it is a
Awesome.
PC game that's been out for a while.
Mhm. It's pretty insane, and that's pretty awesome. Trackmania TM Turbo. Right after that, the big one. Well, not the big one, the most known one that is Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed
Yes.
Syndicate, the
Oh no, not
Industrial
that.
Revolution, Jacob and Evie Fry.
EV. It was more of an EV trailer than anything.
Was it an
Yeah.
EV trailer? No, they didn't really show an EV trailer. They showed the Jacob trailer. The EV trailer showed it in the Sony.
Microsoft?
Oh, was it
Oh,
Sony?
Sony.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was in the Sony one. Kicking ass, EV kicking ass. This one was a simple CD trailer. They didn't bother throwing a demo or anything.
Yeah, it's all
They just
CG
showed a
for
really,
Assassin's Creed this year.
and I think it's just like we know what Assassin's Creed is all about. They had a when they announced Syndicate, they had a full blown like bonanza, like this is all the information you need out of
Yeah,
Syndicate, and
and
then
there's already been gameplay videos of Syndicate since last year.
yeah. So they didn't want to. I guess they didn't want to bother or dwell too much about it because there's already a lot of information out there already. There's no multiplayer. Like they announced that, but I just want to say it again. There's no multiplayer for Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Hopefully the single player will
There's-
be better because of that.
Hopefully it does translate and shows it. And just another reminder: this is actually a time where you have Jacob and Fry as playable characters, not only one assassin. Now you get to play either the brother or the sister of the Fry family. Industrial Revolution. Is anybody excited for this one? I can't include
Nope.
myself because my stand on Assassin's Creed, to be honest.
Not me.
Not me. Sorry.
But Assassin's Creed Syndicate, though, it's a very interesting setting. The Industrial Revolution, pretty much the Fry siblings trying to take back
I
London.
like how he still has a hood. Because I thought it was just going to be like the top hat, but then the back of his collar has a hood.
It's funny that when he wants to do something by himself, that's when he puts on the hood. But when he wants to do like gang up, wants to do gang versus gang kind of things, he takes up the hood and puts in the top
Because
hat.
it's classy, I guess.
He's all cool.
Because it's British.
He's got a cane
It's
sword.
British.
But I'm pretty hopeful that this kind of changes the form or changes the feel of Assassin's Creed because it's turned out to be more modern because it now has it has stagecoaches, it has trains, it has guns that do not fire once per I don't know how many seconds. So we will see. We will see. Right after that, we have another new IP. Is this really called new IP? Because Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands was announced.
Because I know I've seen
Yay.
Ghost Recon show up at an E3 recently, but back then it was just
Probably
a
it's
generic
the-
third-person, whatever, mission-based game.
And to end Ubisoft, we have another new IP. Tom Clancy's the Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yay.
Is this a new IP, really? It's Tom Clancy.
It's not
No,
really
it's
a new IP, but yeah.
Like,
A new take on Ghost Recon? Well, what's the last Ghost Recon game?
I think
No,
it's
I swear I
a
saw
free
it
to
at
play.
E3 last year.
No, the
Or
last
maybe that
Ghost
was
Recon
the
movie.
free to play one.
It's probably
Wasn't
the
it?
free to play one. Because there's a free to play Ghost Recon that
Was it?
Maybe
Was it?
that's
kind
the
of
one,
stuff.
because it was like a generic third person theme
Wasn't it
Yeah.
like
mission something.
Tom Clan? The last one I played was Tom Clan, Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Yeah, that was
That's
it.
the last one I played.
Same.
It's Ghost Recon.
Phantoms.
Yeah, Phantoms.
That's the
That's
free to
the
play.
free to play one.
Yeah, maybe that's the one.
But yeah, now we have Wildlands, and it's pretty much what is it, Mickey? I love how you describe this one.
It's just Clancy's, you know.
It's just
It's Ghost
just
Recon Just Cause.
It's a
Because
realistic.
no, I
Just
swear when they started it, I was like, is this Just Cause 3? It kind of looks like butt. Then until they showed the logo, I was like, I'm sure this is some form of Just Cause.
It's not really but it's really like when they were.
It doesn't look like Just Cause 3, but it looks like Just Cause.
maybe
I
a
was just
little
wondering,
Far
like,
Cry.
when I was seeing the trailer and I seen the gameplay, and it says, "Oh, an open world game, blah 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 blah. You can tackle the objectives in different situations, either stealth, blah blah. You can do whatever you want, however you want to tackle it. Cool. And it'll be all these objectives, all these missions that can be open for you to do. Cool. Ubisoft really wants to be an open world game production. I mean,
Yeah, like the
base.
only thing missing is going up to a tower and then eagle visioning.
You don't know if that might be there. You know that.
Yeah, it might be in the
Might be
division
there,
too, for
yeah.
all we know.
Press X to hack something. The borrowing wild Watch
They
Dogs.
somehow squeeze eagle vision in somewhere.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this? I mean, like we know it. Yes, it's Just Cause, but um,
It looks cool. I mean, I enjoyed Just Cause 2. It got really boring at a certain point. But since this is mission based and multiplayer, I think,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
co-op.
then
multiplayer.
that's not bad.
I don't. I'm pretty cool with multiplayer. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't multiplayer though. The different approaches. That's not really anything new. If it's an open world, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Personally, I'm excited. I mean, it's been a while since there's a proper Ghost Recon game.
No, that's the thing.
And
I don't consider this a proper Ghost Recon game. It's a because Ghost Recon has never taken an open world route.
Yeah, it feels like a weird spin off.
Yeah, because Ghost Recon seems more like a
but at
how
least
to say it?
it's Ghost Recon. I mean, even if it's even if it's not a multiplayer game, at least you got the squad, and it will be interesting how they manage to get your
How,
squad
how
duties.
dumb. If it's a squad and it's an AI,
Yeah,
then
how will you do it, right? I mean,
how dumb will the AI be? I mean, that's the biggest question.
And my favorite missions in Watch Dogs were the ones where you can tackle it any way you want, like the ones you find on your phone somewhere, whatever.
Yeah,
Like kill this rich guy, then you can just literally run to the area and then enter it at any part because like it's in the middle of the city.
yeah,
So you can snipe a dude from the building across as long as you trigger it first, diba?
yeah.
So like stuff like that. So it might be cool. It's just missing a grappling hook, you know?
Dude, every open world game needs a grappling hook.
Yeah, they got the parachute, so why not the grappling hook?
This is being made by Ubisoft Paris. Apparently, there's a lot of studios for Ubisoft. And
Yeah, and most of them are French.
most of them are French. I think the only game that's not being made in Europe is like the Stick of Truth sequel.
San Francisco. The other ones are either in Quebec or Paris.
There's one I think there's Ubisoft Montreal working on. I forgot what
Yeah,
game.
that's also like the very French side of Canada. So,
Well, it's the entirely French side of Canada.
there you go.
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, but okay, yeah. Weird weird way of using the Ghost Recon franchise or series, but it's still a new game. It's still Ubisoft being the risky. Ugh, can I say they're risky? They're still doing open world games.
No, they're making Assassin's Creed, so it's not risky.
Not risky, yeah. No, but even though they say new IP, it's not risky at all because it's still another open world game. It might be just another something we know coming out of Far Cry or coming out of Watch Dogs or coming out of freaking Assassin's Creed. I don't know. I'm pretty weird. I'm pretty wary about this one. The only thing I'm really happy about is For Honor at this point. But yeah, they closed the show with Ghost Recon Wildlands. What do you think about the press conference as a whole? I think it's the most meatiest one since I don't know, in 2 years for Ubisoft. even
it's
It
though
pretty
wasn't
good.
it wasn't
You
bad. There was a
gotta
lot of
keep.
games, and yeah, For Honor looks like probably the top one for me out of
same,
the Ubisoft.
same. It has to be For Honor because I think it's like the best way to tackle melee combat, or especially multiplayer melee combat. Um,
No, you know how at the end of the fucking what was the game before Ghost Recon? Tom
um,
Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
no, before well, before was
No, no.
Assassin's Creed.
At the end of the demo of Rainbow Six, you know how they clutched out that win so hard? Like a second after the timer ran out, everyone just got shot and died.
Yeah,
Like three of them fell on the floor the moment the counter went to zero.
yeah, yeah.
So like it was really clutch, and like that got me excited for that.
True. We also have Rainbow Six Siege. Um, Actually, it has a very, yeah, again, very meaty, very interesting lineup for Ubisoft. Um, Rainbow Six Siege. We're definitely gonna do that. We're definitely gonna make a team, and then try to play it the same way they do it, because Ubisoft says so. That's how we're gonna play it. We're gonna do that.
Hopefully
Um,
we'll do that, right?
well, we're not gonna do it. We're gonna fail miserably. But yeah, Aisha Taylor was actually entertaining in this one. It wasn't cringe-worthy as I was
Yeah,
expecting.
she wasn't on stage as much this time. It's usually just like, hey, I'm gonna make a joke, and here's the game, and this game looks really cool. Here's the next game.
Like, here, foul mouth, information, leave. Foul mouth again. She is literally unfiltered. Aisha unfiltered. It's fucking.
Yo, but she wasn't the first one to drop the F bomb. It was actually the South Park dudes, I think.
That's expected.
So yeah, but good on her for not being the first one
I
this
know.
time,
It's a first, I
Was
guess.
the
because
first
it
was the
still
first thing that
is a
the
press
first thing
event,
that
you know.
the South Park people said, like this. I look like an idiot in these mics, and they actually do look like idiots in the mic. Their mics for the press conference. But yeah, that's Ubisoft in a nutshell. What do you guys think about you listeners? What do you guys think about Ubisoft's lineup for the second half and next year? Actually, it's a lot of shooting for sure.
It's
A lot of
it's
shooting.
everything I expected, really. Like, there were no real big surprises in this for Ubisoft.
Um,
Tom Clancy and what do you call it?
Tom Clancy and Ubisoft are good
And
friends.
Assassin's Creed. Sorry.
You know, it's cool that they still got to keep the name Tom Clancy. You know, given that he's dead now.
That's
Because
depressing.
remember how they lost the who's the guy who was the dirt guy?
Colin McRae.
Yeah, because after he died, they lost the name for that.
Colin
Oh,
McRae.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
so
it's
like
just
Grid and then Dirt 3 was just Dirt
It
3.
was just Dirt 3. Yep.
probably the Clancy guys, decided that it's not too bad.
The brand.
Stick with
Yeah,
our
and
name.
that's actually really
Yeah.
cool because it like helps us, because when you hear Tom Clancy, you know it's gonna be some military spy shooter thing.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy's For Honor. Can't
Oh
wait for
Uh,
wow.
that.
Me in
Knife
general,
combat.
I'm pretty I was pretty happy about Ubisoft. It was actually pretty meaty. Um, I'm definitely super excited for Honor, Rainbow Six Siege,
Am I the
and
only one excited in Ghost Recon?
I am. It looks
Will,
cool.
Ricky.
I'm not. I'm not
It looks
excited.
cool. I'm excited. I probably won't get it, but I'm
I'm not
excited.
excited because it just seems like it'll be another either of the open world formula that we expect out of Ubisoft.
The Ubisoft open world formula.
Yeah, and I am not, and we have already a lot of that. If we want something Ubisoft, just play another Far Cry 4 or Far Cry 3 or Assassin's Creed or Watch Dogs or whatever.
Yeah. Now you think about it, everything's well, most of their games
And the
are
Division, I wouldn't be so secure. That's why, again, Division is another confusing thing. It's going to be open world, segmented. I don't know. We don't know.
yeah.
We will
Well, the
see.
the thing
All
about
I know is I
Division,
can be an assoul.
yeah,
That's
that's
all I got out of
At the
Ubisoft with
end.
Division. I can be an asshole. Okay, cool. Thanks, Ubisoft. I can look forward to being an asshole in, what's that, March? Release date. Next year, March 8th, 2016. We all can be an asshole together. And that's it for EA and Ubisoft. And that's a wrap. Thanks, guys, for listening. This is our E3 press conference coverage. We have one per press conference, so do check that out. It's on our website, www.toomuchgaming.com. That's 2 with the number 2. And if you have any concerns or actually your thoughts on the press conference that we tackled, please email us at the tmgpodcast@gmail.com. We have more to come. There's 8 press conferences, so there's one for each one, so do check it out. And after the press conference, we're going to go back to our normal weekly regular thing. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll see you at the next one.